A dozen crews are working on the streets of Detroit installing speed humps and speed cushions.
They are in high demand to slow down traffic on residential streets, especially where kids live and play. They are different than the customary speed bumps, not as harsh on vehicles when they hit them, but they don't come cheap.
So far, Detroit has already invested $13 million into the project. When this started in 2018, 32 were installed. The next year, 502, then 1,100 more. And this year, more than 3,000.
Well, tonight, 7 Action News reporter Jim Kurtzner hit the streets to see how the project is going.
And if these cushions really make our neighborhoods safer.
We looked into this because a viewer emailed us saying she wanted one of these on her street with a lot of kids. We found out it's not that easy. There's an extensive process.
All you hear was the whoa, whoa.
Another viewer, Ken Hardaway, is a retired City of Detroit employee and a Vietnam Army vet. He's been trying to get speed bumps where he lives on Green Lawn, used by drivers to get from 6 Mile to 8 Mile. Parking is only on one side of the street.
I mean, they come down the Hellcats, Demons, you name it. They come down to like this Indy 500 test track. They need speed bump right there and down there.
The city is not installing speed bumps. Since they started the program, city crews installed what are called speed cushions or rubber pads. They have 2 contractors installing asphalt speed humps. These are not as high, not as harsh as speed bumps. They do slow down traffic, or the alternative can cause vehicle damage.
And it'll also not, again, have that jarring effect, especially for emergency vehicles, fire trucks, and ambulances.
Here's the criteria the city uses to pick where these go. Residential streets with 25-mile-an-hour speed limits, near schools and parks, Detroit police records of speeding and crashes, streets that are a cut-through to major roads, block density, how many homes are occupied, and do they have a lot of children?
And then it's up to our engineers to decide where the speed hump actually goes on that block.
2 children, 1 grandbaby.
Kenyatta Fortune watched the crews install a speed hump on her street near Denby High School on the east side, after the majority of residents told the city they wanted it and needed it.
Slow these cars down flying up this street.
The rubber speed cushions can be moved around as needed. The asphalt speed humps can be installed in about 20 minutes with the crew and the equipment. This is how many Detroit plans to install this year, the most aggressive so far. Get this, not everyone wants them. They tell the city when they're notified the crews, the humps, are coming.
We do flyers door to door. Every door gets notice that your street's about to get a speed hump.
How far in advance?
A week to 48 hours.
But the majority rules on a street, and for most people, it's all about safety for kids.
You got kids who ride the bikes in the street, plays in the street. Some people don't care, they just speed right up the street.
The schedule has Detroit installing some 5,000 of these by this fall over all the years starting in 2018. On the east side of Detroit, Jim Kurtzner, 7 Action News.